Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gauteng, South Africa, host to the 2018 All Africa Business Leaders Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa, All Africa Finale. As a gateway to Africa, Gauteng is where it all starts, as the epicenter of business and finance in South Africa and across the continent. Gauteng sets the stage for the 2018 All Africa Business Leaders Awards finale to celebrate those bold African business leaders whose epic achievements have brought them to tonight. Traveling from east to west and southern Africa, the AABLAs honor remarkable leadership and salute game changers of business on the continent for their continuing commitment to excellence, developing best practices and innovative strategies. Distinguished guests, welcome to the 2018 All Africa Business Leaders Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa, All Africa Finale in Gauteng. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, Alexander Leibner and Fifi Peters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Welcome to the 8th All Africa Business Leader Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa. I'm Alexander Leibner.
It is great to be back with you hosting tonight's awards ceremony. And do we have an evening lined up for you?
I've spotted some familiar faces in the audience this evening, so I'd like to include Mr. Rakesh Wahi, co-founder of the ABN Group and founder of the All Africa Business Awards. He's here joining us this evening. Then I see our Managing Director of the ABN Group, Mrs. Roberta Naike, and also Premier of Gauteng, Mr. David Makura. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, we've got so many of our first-time finalists here tonight, as well as representation across the continent.
I'd also like to extend a very, very warm welcome to our Pan-African AABLA judges who are here tonight, as well as all the AABLA finalists. Tonight is all about you guys, and we salute you, certainly, for making it this far. Now, for the past 8 years, the AABLAs have been telling an African story of perseverance, of success, innovation, accountability, best practice, and leadership, and are excited certainly to do so alongside long-standing media partners, ladies and gentlemen, CNBC Africa, Forbes Africa, Kaya FM, and independent newspapers. Thank you so much for the support, for amplifying this wonderful event. Can we just have a round of applause to them?
So with that said, we have a tremendous evening ahead of us. So let's get straight into it as we celebrate the finalists and the victors of the 8th All Africa Business Leader Awards tonight, who join a very special association of previous winners, all giants on the continent.
It certainly gives me a pleasure, great pleasure, in fact, to invite on stage the man who is not only behind the AABLAs, but also behind CNBC Africa. He's behind Forbes Africa. He is none other than a co-founder of the ABN Group and founder of the All Africa Business Leader Awards, and the man who gave me a job, Mr. Rakesh Wahi.
Our guest of honor, Premier David Makura, Excellencies, members of the ABN Board, ABN Group Managing Director, Roberta Naike, our international guests, the AABLA finalists, captains of industry, the former Minister of Education from Namibia, Dr. Namwandi. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. It is indeed an honor for me to welcome you to the finale of the 8th Africa Business Leaders Awards 2018. I'd like to recognize among us the outgoing CEO of the IDC, Mr. Jeff Keener, a business leader par excellence, and someone who has shared our vision and over the last decade enabled us to establish a formidable position as a business television network on the African continent. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you for all your support, Jeff. In my address last year, I spoke about exemplary courage shown by both our political and business leaders who spoke up and brought about change that has now set South Africa on a path of governance, accountability, and recovery. It all started here in Gauteng, where our leadership has led from the front and provided the moral compass needed at a time when all seemed lost. In South Africa, we just witnessed two extremely positive conferences: the Presidential Investment Conference, where a few 100 billion rands were committed into projects, and the Africa Investment Forum that was convened by the African Development Bank and hosted by the Gauteng provincial government under Premier Makura. The AIF was the first transactional platform in the continent where a further $40 billion in investment flow were announced. A clear focus demonstrated by these conferences was in getting business leaders together to start evaluating opportunities across the continent, particularly cross-border investments. For these conversations to be meaningful, we need to look at basics and see the practicality of these investment initiatives, and really ask ourselves if we are ready for the prosperous tomorrow that we all so desperately seek. Rightfully, the greatest need is in infrastructure, and the opportunities in power, roads, logistics, and mining will remain endless, as these form the backbone of economic development. However, there are other sectors that need a lot more attention, to include healthcare, education, and agriculture. If we are to become self-reliant, we need to build our industrial base by indigenizing man and material, with capital, technology, and global best practices being the only imported collaborations. In reality, however, owing to several factors, our value-added businesses are just not growing. And I'll give you one example. I recently got back from Uganda, where I found that no one is ready to get into the food processing business, even when there is an oversupply of crops. The market and raw material are both there. Yet, it is cheaper to import processed food from overseas than manufacture it locally. The problems that we face are therefore very, very fundamental. It's a complex maze that highlights the increasing gap between policy and investment opportunities. And until this gap is closed in a meaningful manner, we are unlikely to see investments in these core sectors. It's my firm belief that businesses will play their part, but we also need support from governments across the continent. And the few points that I'd like to highlight are for governments to reduce bureaucracy, establish efficient systems for to expedite project approvals, relook at taxes and incentives. They need to do away with archaic and irrelevant legislation and apply legislation in a fair manner to provide a level playing field. Above all, what we need is continuity and consistency in policies. The second need is to ensure that the cost of capital is reduced. The cost of borrowing today in countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and many others is in excess of 24 to 26%. And at the AIF, I had talked about SMEs not being able to pay these kind of interest rates. And I said the only business you can get in is to start dealing in drugs, because that's the only thing that gives you returns of 30%. So cost of capital is the biggest impediment to growth, particularly for the SME sector, and needs a serious policy intervention. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming back to the matter at hand, AABLAs are all about picking jewels from among business leaders. These are ordinary men and women who have taken extraordinary decisions and conducted themselves with honor to achieve their goals. We are here to celebrate success. And I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all our finalists tonight. Just being here demonstrates that each of you is a winner. I'd also like to thank the judges led by Mr. Sam Bembe, who have toiled hard through a meticulous and fair evaluation. And thank you, Alexander Leibner and the team from ABN Productions, for putting this wonderful event And thank you for singing, Alex. Amongst the guests today are our supporters, sponsors, and partners. On behalf of the ABN Group, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your support over the years. Thank you all very much and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Mr. Rakesh Wahi, for those words. So tonight's finale is hosted in Africa's economic powerhouse, Gauteng, South Africa. And here to open tonight's festivities, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Gauteng Premier David Makhura to deliver the keynote address.
I would like to acknowledge Mr. Rakesh Wahi, the founder and chairperson of the ABN Group, and the founder of the AABLAs, distinguished leaders. I did see the ambassador of Rwanda to South Africa, the former minister of education in Namibia. I also saw the first lady in the city of Johannesburg, Mrs. Connie Mashaba. She is here. And of course, my wife is also here. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity just to say a few things. Thank you once more to have brought Rakesh, the AABLAs, to our province. Gauteng province is now the home of the AABLAs. The AABLAs are taking place immediately after the very successful inaugural Africa Investment Forum, co-hosted by ourselves and the African Development Bank's President Adesina. There is no doubt that that investment conference has placed our continent on a very different level. I'm proud to say that for the first time, Africans came together in their own continent, and many of them investors coming here essentially with one interest and one interest only, that they will be the first to put their own money into Africa's infrastructure projects to close the infrastructure gap that is well known and well articulated in our continent of almost $100 billion. As our province is the home of the AABLAs, our province is also going to be the home of the AIF, Africa Investment Forum. And I'd like to say to you that there is no better place to think about your dreams than to always, every year, come back to our province. We are the heartbeat of the most modern of Africa's economy. We are the hub of Africa's own fourth industrial revolution industries, the nascent industries that are Industry 4.0. We have the capabilities in our infrastructure to provide what you need, because in any sense of it, Africa is the future. But you can't see Africa well if you are somewhere up there. You can only see Africa well if you are in the south and looking up. You would see Africa very, very well. So that south, the best place to see Africa from is from here in South Africa and here in Gauteng province. I want to commend Rakesh. Rakesh has been a great partner in bringing the AIF, firstly to South Africa and secondly to Gauteng. Because Rakesh is one of those business people who's got a vision. and he doesn't give up easily. If he wants something to be done, I know Rakesh, we lost the AABLAs. There's a year that the AABLAs went to East Africa. But the AABLAs came back here, and I want to say the AABLAs are not going back. I think there must be a very big prize for East Africa, for West Africa, and for North Africa for the AABLAs to go there. There must be a very, very big prize. So we welcome you here, Africans. This evening belongs to you. I want to also, in advance, commend all the nominees and congratulate the winners. I think running a business is more difficult than running government. Running a business is much more difficult than that. It takes a great deal of determination. It takes a great deal of risk in running businesses. But many of you who have been successful have what it takes to run businesses. So we wish you well. Our task in government is always to make it easy for our environments to attract businesses. That's the simplest thing to do, is to roll out the red carpet and cut the red tape. That's what our president says. That's an easy job. And business people must make the decisions to put the money and create jobs and help create new businesses, especially in Africa. We want the type of investments that create new businesses. Bring in the youth, bring in Africa's women, because youth and women are Africa's most dynamic resources.
Once again, thank you so much to Premier David Makura.
Tonight's awards would not have the same gravitas and quality of finalists without our dedicated panel of judges across the continent. So by way of introduction, here are the 2018 All Africa Business Leader Awards panel of judges.
The journey to select the AABLA All Africa winners is a lengthy, rewarding task for the judges selected to oversee this important process. The 2018 All Africa Business Leaders Awards are made possible by an esteemed panel of judges. West Africa, Bismarck Rawane, Managing Director and Chief Executive, Financial Derivatives Company Limited. Biola Alabi, Founder and Managing Partner, Biola Alabi Media. Peace Hyde, Head of Digital Media and Partnership, Forbes Africa. And Foluso Phillips, Executive Chairman, Phillips Consulting Group. Southern Africa, Jonathan Foster Pedley, Dean and Director, Henley Business School Africa. Anthea Gardner, Managing Partner, Cartesian Capital. Bonang Mahale, CEO, Business Leadership South Africa. Dr. Snowy Koza, Executive Chairperson, Biggin Africa. Lee Nike, CEO, TransUnion. And Head Judge, Sam Bembe, Non-Executive Director, Africa Business News Group. East Africa, Dr. Bitange Ndemo, Chairman of the Department of Business Administration and Professor in Entrepreneurship, University of Nairobi. Caroline Mugo, Financial Controller and Board Member, Cargill Agricultural Supply Chain, Kenya. Dr. XN Iraki, Senior Lecturer, University of Nairobi School of Business. And Kamanga Kapinga, Managing Partner, KW Kapinga and Partners. Thank you to the All Africa Business Leaders Awards 2018 judges from across the continent and partners, Grant Thornton, Henley Business School Africa, Lagos Business School, and Strathmore Business School.
Let us move on to our very first award, and to rephrase that the old saying that the youth is not always wasted on the young. And as the following tremendous business minds from across the continent did prove to our AABLA judging committee. Under 40 and punching above their weight, these youthful pioneers have taken the path less traveled to build noticeable businesses.
Students of Africa today will build the Africa of tomorrow. Transnational Academic Group provides students access to the world's top-ranked universities without having to leave Africa and the Middle East. Transnational Academic Group provides world-class infrastructure, innovative education, and access to leading faculty. Transnational Academic Group, developing the people who develop nations. Visit mytageducation.com to know more.
Good evening, All Africa Business Leader Awards, and greetings from Transnational Academic Group and Lancaster University in Ghana. The African continent already has the largest youth population on the planet, and this youth population is set to more than double by the year 2050. Africa's future lies in its greatest asset, which is this large and rapidly expanding youth population. If we as a continent are able to leverage the talents, the creativity, and the productivity of Africa's youth population into a demographic dividend, then indeed Africa's future is very bright. Where Africa's future lies in its youth, TAG's responsibility to this youth is to foster their skills and knowledge while encouraging a spirit of entrepreneurship, creativity, and confidence, so that the talents of Africa's youth can be leveraged into a dividend. On behalf of TAG Ghana and Lancaster University, I wish to congratulate the nominees for the AABLA Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Each of you exemplify what we at TAG and Lancaster University thrive to achieve each and every day.
Transnational Academic Group, developing the people who develop nations. Visit mytageducation.com to know more.
Finalists for the All Africa Young Business Leader of the Year. Presented by Transnational Academic Group and Lancaster University, Ghana. East Africa. Dhruv Jog, owner and managing director, Advent Construction. Gloria Michelle Otieno, founder, Recourse for Kenya Consultants. Michelle Dalami, co-founder and CEO, Marini Naturals. Josh Sandler, founder and CEO, Lori Systems. Southern Africa, Yusuf Frondera Rees, co-founder and CEO, The Awetu Project. Vuyiswa Mochekwane, CEO, South African Institute of Black Property Practitioners. Natalie Jabangwe, CEO, EcoCash, Zimbabwe. West Africa. Dr. Elikem Tamaklo, Managing Director, Nyaho Medical Center. Achenyo Helen Asimegbe, CEO, Stylemark Mall Enterprises. Ronke Bamisedun, founder, BWL Agency.
The 2018 All Africa Young Business Leader of the Year is
Dr. Elikem Tamalko, Managing Director, Nyaho Medical Center.
Unfortunately, Dr. Elikem Tamaklo was unavailable to join us this evening and accept his award. What is so powerfully clear about the past recipients of this All Africa Business Leader Award is the strength of the women, not just of the businesses they have forged and led, but in many cases, the individual women's strength, championed in the setbacks they faced and in their journey to tonight's recognition.
The finalists for the All Africa Businesswomen of the Year. East Africa. Joanne Mwangi, founder and CEO, PMS Group. Jyoti Mukherjee, founder and CEO, Software Technologies. Jane Ngige, CEO, Kenya Horticultural Council. Dr. Joyce Gikunda, founder, Linton's Beauty. Southern Africa. Dr. Divine Simbin Lukula, founder and managing director, Securico Security Services. Nomkita Ngweni, CEO of Wealth, Investment Management and Insurance, ABSA Bank. Marta Wierzicka, CEO, Signia Group. Catherine Lisiteri Letegele, Group CEO, Botswana Insurance Holding Limited. West Africa. Claire Omasheye, founder and CEO, JNC International, Amy Jadesimi, Managing Director, Ladol.
The Businesswoman of the Year is
Omza Nomkita Mwezi.
what an unexpected, but most importantly, unbelievable honor. I'd like to thank the ABN Group and AABLA for the platform and for this recognition. I think it also comes at a particularly important time in our country as we celebrate the centenary of our beloved Madiba, but also most importantly, our mother, Albertina Sisulu. So for me, this is wow. And as a girl from Qentane in the Transkei, as she was, this basically says that it's possible. And for this to be announced by women that have mentored me, that I try to walk in their footsteps, is also incredibly, incredibly special. I'd also like to say that one cannot purport to be a leader when you are by yourself. You work with people. I'd like to recognize my team who are here, and I give them a hard time, but I appreciate their support. Thank you very much.
Forged in the heat of melting pots, polished by challenges, beneficiation is weaved into the DNA of those willing to take the challenging environment of manufacturing and industrialization on the continent.
The IDC is a development finance institution. What we do is we finance businesses, either they be startups or expansions, or in some instances where people buy into existing businesses, so we'd fund those entrepreneurs with the hope that jobs will be created in the process, new industries are created, new capacities in South Africa, but also in the rest of the African continent. We as IDC would like to see the promotion of more industrialists so that we can help create new capacities. We can ensure that we support those who are into innovation. We also want to ensure that we bring in new players into the economy. The IDC is looking for people in the industrialist category in particular. We're looking for people who will come up with new ideas. We're looking for opportunities for new people. We're also looking for people who will come up with the developmental aspects. We're also looking for people who will ensure that their activities are inclusive, that there's a transformation element, and most importantly, which I'll repeat, is the job creation element, because we know we're coming at a space where the level of unemployment is high. It is important for us to recognize this African industrialists, firstly to celebrate success, but also to show those who can be role models, but also to encourage those who have actually achieved, and most importantly is to give an opportunity to new players who in most probably will be competing with existing players who have been in that industry for long. The winner of this category will exemplify innovation, will exemplify industrialization, will exemplify inclusivity, will exemplify leadership, particularly in the sectors that they find themselves in.
The finalists for the All Africa Industrialist of the Year. Presented by the IDC. East Africa, Khadija Ali Said, founder, Asali Yabibi. Michelle Talami, co-founder and CEO, Marini Naturals. Joy Ndungutse and Janet Nkubana, co-founders, Gahaya Links. Southern Africa, Quinton Uren, Managing Director, Gendermark Automation. Andre De Ruyter, CEO, Nampak. Nana Sabelo, CEO and Executive Chairperson, Tata Ubege Manufacturing. Neilen Khodise, Founder, Dikwebe Innovation Consultants.
I have the pleasure to announce the 2018 All Africa Industrialist of the Year.
The winner of this award is Quinton Uren.
I'm a little bit dumbstruck as I'm standing here. I just would like to thank the organizers of this amazing event, and as well to my partners who have supported me. I know it's not easy sometimes, so I really tip my hats to you. We've built an amazing team of people, very, very talented, and I'll put you guys against anybody, anywhere in the world. So hats off to you guys. I'll say again, thank you very much. And last but not least, I'd really like to thank my wife for all her support through a very torrid time since 1989. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.
Now, as the co-founder of Atari, Nolan Bushnell once rightfully said that a lot of people have ideas, but there are very few people who actually decide to do something about them now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. And the true entrepreneur is a doer, not a dreamer, as I imagine many of you in this room are well aware. Tonight, we celebrate those who took action and created new business ventures.
The finalists for the All Africa Entrepreneur of the Year. East Africa. Rashid Tenga, founder and CEO, Agre and Clifford. Dr. Joyce Gikunda, founder, Linton's Beauty. Dhruv Jog, owner and managing director, Advent Construction. Southern Africa. Thembalihle Baloyi, founder and executive director, Discovery Insure. Colin Tafumane, founder and group CEO, El Escrow International. Dr. Thompson Pinganjira, Group CEO, FDH Bank. West Africa. Adenike Ogunlesi, founder, Rough and Tumble. Achenyo Helen Asimegbe, CEO, Starmark Mall Enterprises.
The 2018 All Africa Entrepreneur of the Award is
Themba Baloyi.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you to ABN and to the AABLA Awards for this recognition. There's one thing that stands out even more is that, Mama, you're on stage. A lot of people don't know that you've played a significant role in guiding and leading from behind. Thank you so much. Perhaps even more appropriate is that I have a life that was born and bred and led by women. And my grandmother played a crucial role. It's a pity she's not with us anymore. My mother played a crucial role. Marinki played a crucial role in my life in moments when I thought I was going to give up, in moments when I felt that there was no opportunity to make this dream come alive. I want to say thank you for that. The reason I'm highlighting the role of women, and Premier David Makura, you spoke about women and youth and being dynamic resources in our lives. There is no doubt about that, and I want to emphasize that, and I want to amplify that, because it is women in our lives, and particularly in this continent, women carry the burden of responsibility for families. And so I'm grateful today that my mother's work, my grandmother's work, your work, Mama, has produced the results. I want to say thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of the 8th All Africa Business Leader Awards. We do trust that you have enjoyed your dinner and that you are ready for the last six awards, right, of the evening.
Now, Fifi, for our next category, I would like to welcome on stage our co-host to assist. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Pepper.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited to be here.
And Pepper, I see you've really dressed up for the occasion.
I had to make a big effort. I don't usually get out at this time of the evening. I hope you like my dress suit.
You look...
But don't you worry, Alexander. I am totally charged up for tonight.
Well, Pepper, this is your moment, so over to you.
Thank you, Alexander. The following finalists in our next category offer all of us a keyhole to the future. They are breaking new ground, pioneering new ideas, disrupting industries, and changing the way we do things.
The finalists for the All Africa Innovator of the Year. East Africa, Fatuma Jericho, Managing Director, Proactive Solar Pumps. Josh Sandler, Founder and CEO, Lori Systems. Regis Rugemanshuro, CEO, BK Tech House. Southern Africa, James Patterson and Benjamin Maltzer, co-founders, Aerobotics. Grant Gibbs, Executive Director, Hippo-Roller. Tembalihle Baloy, Founder and Executive Director, Discovery Insure. Courtney Bentley, CEO, Visibility Insight Africa. West Africa, Dr. Raphael Obu, Director, RNG Medicine Research Lab. Bilikis Adebiyi Abiola, Founder, We Cyclers.
Winner of the 2018 AABLA Innovator of the Year is
James Patterson and Benjamin Meltzer, co-founders Aerobotics.
Wow, sorry, this is very unexpected. I think all of the words I had I used up last night proposing to my fiance Gabby. And yeah, it's just such an honor to be here, be surrounded by all of these amazing people. I think for us, 4 years ago, starting off in a garage in Cape Town, like we just never expected we'd be here. And it's really testament to the whole premise behind this business and coming back to Africa, starting a business locally in South Africa, where we believe we have some of the top tech talent in the world, access to some of the top farmers in the world, and an opportunity to really revolutionize the space and sell this technology around the world. And we're just starting off, and this award's a huge, huge push in the right direction, and the recognition really means a lot. And yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate this.
Right, this has been another challenging year for businesses, and tonight's category finalists are brands that have impacted many of us here in this room. They have helped us solve problems, get to places, improve our business delivery, made transacting somewhat a little bit easier, and not only added value to their clients, but also value to their people, their industry, and their communities. And they've also reminded us, ladies and gentlemen, that Africa is a continent of opportunity, no matter the odds.
Africa's story is a story of the future and of growth and success. The future of the global economy is dependent on what will happen in this continent. Our future and our fortunes as Holland are intertwined with those of the continent. We are currently operating in 6 countries across the continent, operating more than 12 businesses. We are looking to grow our presence to more than 10 countries operating more than 20 businesses. But obviously this would make sense if Africa as a continent continues to grow and her economy continues to develop. Initiatives like the All Africa Business Leaders Awards have a big role to play in recognizing and promoting the work that the private sector is doing in this continent. Our sponsorship of AABLA 2018 is not just about creating more opportunities for Hollard. The idea of growing companies so that they can grow the economies and create more jobs is also perfectly aligned with our purpose, which is to enable more people to create and secure a better future. Thank you very much.
The finalists for the All Africa Company of the Year. Presented by Hollard. East Africa. Ethiopian Airlines. WPP Scan Group. I&M Bank, Rwanda. Panasar Group. Southern Africa. Signia Group. Super Group. Growth Point Properties. West Africa. Zenith Bank. Transcorp Hotels. Seaplat Petroleum Development Company.
The 2018 All Africa Company of the Year award goes to
Ethiopian Airlines.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abel. I'm the regional manager for Ethiopian Airlines based here in Southern Africa. On behalf of 16,000 hardworking men and women in Ethiopia and across the world, I would like to thank ABN Group and AABLA for recognizing the achievement of this incredible airline, which is recording a significant achievement in the airline industry, mainly by connecting our Africa to the rest of the world. Currently, as of today, we are operating in 117 countries around the world in 6 continents, and we are expanding. So thank you for recognizing us.
The All Africa Business Leader Awards doesn't only recognize those who have amassed great success and fortunes, but also those who have chosen to give back in significant ways. In the words of Albert Einstein, it is every man's obligation to put back into the world at least the equivalent of what he takes out of it.
2018 All African Philanthropist of the Year is
Sir Donald Gordon.
Sir Donald Gordon, the founder of the Liberty Life Group and Liberty International, established the Donald Gordon Foundation, one of South Africa's largest and oldest private foundations. A South African by birth, Donald Gordon is the creator and financial benefactor of the Donald Gordon Foundation. He has also become a benefactor of British institutions and other charities such as the Royal Opera House, the British Museum, the Welsh Millennium Centre, Sadler's Wells and the Globe Theatre. The Donald Gordon Foundation directs its grant-making to those areas that it identifies as being of interest. The foundation currently makes grants on a selective basis to higher education institutions with a particular but not exclusive focus on business education, medical education and training, cultural affairs and the performing arts, conservation and the environment, as well as human welfare. Sir Donald Gordon.
I'm Serena Gordon, and on behalf of Sir Donald, the Donald Gordon Foundation and the Gordon family, I'm honored to be receiving this prestigious award in recognition of Sir Donald's contribution to South African society. Sir Donald is truly an exceptional business leader with an incredible charitable spirit. And the Gordon family is committed to continue with his legacy of giving back through the Donald Gordon Foundation. Thank you.
of the winners of this category in years gone by have set an overwhelming standard of excellence, and one that each of tonight's finalists matched with their very own achievements.
The finalists for the All Africa Business Leader of the Year. East Africa, Beatrice Hamzi Bassey. Group General Counsel, Atlas Mara. John Gachora, Group CEO, NIC Bank Group. Jeremy Awori, CEO, Barclays Bank of Kenya. Tawalda Gebremiriam, Group CEO, Ethiopian Airlines. Southern Africa, Alex Okosi, Executive Vice President and Managing Director, Viacom International Media Networks Africa. Norbert Sasser, CEO, Growth Point Properties. Peter Mountford, CEO, Supergroup. Dr. Thompson Pinganjira, Group CEO, FDH Bank. West Africa, Joseph Agiopong, Chairman, Jospong Group of Companies. Valentine Ozigbo, CEO, Transcorp Hotels.
The 2018 All Africa Business Leader of the Year is Peter Mountford, CEO of Supergroup.
Harold Neenan, I think of the International Telephone Company, once said business is everything other than pure balance sheet strength. I'm not sure one can totally agree with that, but one thing one can say, it is a curious alchemy of people, ambitions, hard work, dedication, and long hours. And therefore, I think my appreciation must be extended to the wonderful people that have made up Supergroup across South Africa, Europe, and Australia. So a heartfelt thanks from myself to every single one of those colleagues. I'd also like to thank AABLA, of course, and CNBC Africa for this incredible award, and most particularly my fellow nominees. It really is truly humbling to be standing. Thank you. To be standing here tonight, having been surrounded by such incredible business people. Last but not least, to my beautiful wife, Jo, thank you for the incredible love and support, and to those wonderful children. It makes all the hard work incredibly worthwhile. Thank you, love.
We now come to a new recognition. I'm pretty excited about this in the All African Business Leaders Awards lineup. Now, over the years, the AABLAs has shared the stage to award worthy individuals, and tonight is certainly no different. But for the first time, on the AABLA stage, we recognize the African of the Year. Now, this is someone who has placed Africa on the world map, has shown bold leadership, and has been a torchbearer for the continent. Globally recognized, locally respected, this individual can come from sports, science, entertainment, business, or politics. And this is pretty awesome. Excited about this. This individual will cover or grace the cover of Forbes Africa magazine accordingly. Uncontested as a category, may I please call upon Rakesh Wahi, the co-founder of the ABN Group and the founder of the AABLAs, and Premier David Makura to reveal this year's deserving winner by revealing Forbes Africa cover for December.
One is one side is the people of my country. Rwandans, no question about it. They make me happy. They do me proud that what we've been trying to do together, they respond even to the extent that is more than I expected. And we have been doing this, trying to bring recovery to our country for many years now, and it has always been progress year in, year out, and I couldn't have, I'm never alone. I never could even achieve anything alone. So that is very clear. The second is, you see, this award, even as we talk about it, I'm trying to bear in mind that there are many other success stories in one sector or many things or others in any other country of our continent. So there is this background that actually there is progress being made on the continent. That is even how our progress is also visible. We can't be visible when, in this sense, I want to believe we are not the only ones making progress, but we are probably making faster progress or wider progress that has become significant to be worth the award. But I want to recognize the other African countries and Africans for doing that. Thirdly, it's the people who are behind the creation of this award. It's huge, it's important, it's meaning they have focused on Africa. They are telling the African story. Really, and enabling Africans to tell their own story. And therefore, Africa increasingly is shaping its own narrative through that. So whether it is CNBC or Forbes, Africa, I mean, I just say thank you because in recognizing us, we also wish to recognize you.
So, none of us can ever forget those who came before us, those who placed footprints in the sand for our generation and many generations to follow. Here to help us celebrate tonight's All Africa Lifetime Achievement Award recipient for 2018, I have on stage Mr. Rakesh Wahi and Premier David Makura to present the award to the winner. Now, tonight's commendable recipient went from humble beginnings to creating some of Africa and the world's most successful hotel operations. With a career spanning close to half a century, his dreams became our reality, from five-star hotels to masterful resorts, fantasy water parks, and islands that would capture our imagination. There's possibly not one person in the room and watching us tonight who have not experienced one of his destinations, some more than once. Call him a visionary or a living legend. He has triumphed despite setbacks and changed the landscape of an industry. Having aimed for the moon and rubbed shoulders with the stars, the sun will literally never set on his hospitality empire. Ladies and gentlemen, herewith the 2018 All Africa Lifetime Achievement Award winner.
Whether you refer to him as the Sun King, a luxury hotel pioneer, or a capitalist, there is no doubt Sol Kerzner made his mark on the global tourism industry. This is a story of humble beginnings. The youngest of 4 children, Kerzner's parents were Lithuanian immigrants who ran a humble cafe. From a junior partner at an auditing firm, Kerzner started his journey as a global leisure and hospitality giant with the Beverly Hills Hotel in Durban, to creating the iconic Sun City and the Lost City, establishing some of South Africa's most notable hotels and casino businesses. he soldiered on to build award-winning international ventures that include Atlanta's Paradise Island, Bahamas, the one and only resort, and the Palm in Dubai. With a career that expands over half a century, Sol Kerzner's dreams have become a legacy that will entertain guests for many generations to come.
Well, I think in a certain way, the hotels speak for themselves. I think the stuff that are built will always be stuff that are built. So that in itself is something. I think there are things that are done that I'm very pleased with that will continue. And
well, it's very, very exciting to be here. Arrived a couple of hours ago from London, and I'm just really delighted, and I appreciate this award so much. South Africa is where it all started. It's our little hotel at Umhlanga Rocks, and I'm just so happy to be here today to receive this achievement award, and it means just so much to me to receive this right here in South Africa, where it all began for me. Thank you so much.
Tonight, we celebrate the pioneers of business in Africa. May you be the proof that remarkable feats can be achieved when great minds come together. Let's toast our winners this evening, whose bold achievements and visions brought to life have built the companies and communities we see today, and who with every action have written their names in the pages of time, seized the hearts and minds of the present, and inspired future generations. May their endeavors continue for many years to come. Cheers.